Jr. wasn't shipped out of Cleveland. This came even after LeBron tried to use his sway to get Beckham moved, tweeting in the morning, quote, OBJ will show again why he's special. Wide receiver one, #free OBJ. So, Shannon, how surprised were you that LeBron got involved here on this?
Not surprised at all.
Yes, you are. I can tell by the way you open.
Actually, I'm not, because LeBron James views Odell as a friend. How close they are, I'm not really sure, but I believe he views him as a friend. And although the Cleveland Browns may be LeBron's favorite team,
supposedly, he
values friendship over team.
Does he?
He's made that abundantly clear. You see how he left Cleveland? You see how he left Miami? You see how he left Cleveland again? He has these relationships, Skip, and LeBron James loves to see greatness. And he believes that Odell's greatness is not being allowed to be seen.
Yep.
I've said this. It's time to move on. You and I have talked about this offseason when Odell had the surgery on his knee. You and I both agreed it was time for Odell to be moved.
Absolutely.
For whatever reason, Skip, I don't know. I don't know why it has not worked for Odell in Cleveland. I don't know why he and Baker does not have better chemistry than what they have. But for whatever, it does not matter why. It is that it's not working. And so now it's time to move on. It's okay. Now, look, I get it. Maybe someone wasn't willing to offer you a first round or second round or third round. I don't know what. I don't even know.
I think nobody offered them any rounder.
I think somebody would have took him off his hand for a 7th round pick. I
don't know.
But, well, if you feel that strongly about it, let him go. Cut him.
I said yesterday I would cut him. If I were in charge, I would cut him.
And then allow him to go where he feels that his services can be best used, Skip. And I think that's the biggest thing. LeBron James, man, I've seen this guy perform at a very, very high level. I still believe he can perform at a high level. But for whatever reasons, it's not happening. And I would have loved to have seen it happen for my team. I am from Ohio, grew up about 90 minutes from Cleveland. That's my team. And I would like to see my friend perform really well for my team. But it has not happened. And I'm tired of seeing and hearing how this guy can't do it anymore. And I'm watching the games, and just like that video that his dad sent. Daddy went out there, didn't he? That's what his dad did.
We'll talk about that in a few minutes. That's a whole nother issue.
But Skip, I'm not surprised, because I believe LeBron views him as a very close friend. I can assure you they probably have each other's phone numbers. They probably communicated, and LeBron is like, enough of this. Y'all not using him like you're supposed to be used. Let him go. Just move on. Either trade him or release him. You couldn't find a trade partner? Let him go. Because it's hard for me to believe, Skip, over the what? We got 9 weeks to go? 9 weeks. I think everybody, whatever the records are, Skip. I believe over the next 9 weeks, I don't believe, how is the chemistry going to get better when it hadn't gotten better in 2 years? So all of a sudden, magically, what are the two parties? And now, we're going to talk, like you mentioned, we're going to talk about this later. Looking at you, man, I ain't throwing you the ball. Man, I ain't running hard for you either.
Okay, you finished?
Yeah, I'm finished.
My turn. As you know all too well, I am a lifelong, diehard Dallas Cowboy fan.
Right.
I was a born and raised Oklahoma Sooner fan. And trust me, we got gnats in here because they're smelling your arguments. They're on your arguments. Yeah.
You, because you talk bad about Go James.
You set them free in here just to come sick me. My point to you is that nothing comes between me and my Cowboys or my Sooners.
Right.
Not friendship, not love. Ernestine knew from day one, when they are on, I'm in front of the television. She cannot ask me to do anything. I guess if she had to go to the hospital, I'm knocking on wood, I would go to the hospital, but I wouldn't do it happily.
Ernestine, if the Cowboys are on and Oklahoma is on, take her back to one of those TVs.
Yeah.
That's going to get his attention.
Okay, my point is, LeBron is supposed to be a Cleveland Browns fan because he grew up just down the road in Akron, Ohio. That's what we're supposed to believe.
Right.
I don't believe it at all because I believe that he's been a lifelong, diehard Dallas Cowboy fan. And I believe if this had been a Cowboy situation, he would not have intervened the way he did. Because if you're a true blue, or in this case, true orange Cleveland Brown fan, true brown Cleveland Brown fan, however you want to say it, you would tweet about, hey, let's make this work.
No,
or you would tweet about, I've seen enough, get him out of our sight.
Right.
That's a Browns fan. That's
No,
the way
Skip, that's not friends. That's one of your friends.
Okay. but there is no way that a true blue, diehard, true brown Cleveland Browns fan would attack the Browns over this, because that tweet is attacking the team he's supposed to love. He is trying to create dissension within the ranks of the Browns by saying, free Odell. Free him.
Yeah.
Let him go somewhere else where he will rise and shine again. That's what LeBron is tweeting.
Yeah.
I could not believe it. I was stunned by it because it's a bad look for LeBron to try to tear apart, undercut, criticize, to the point of ridiculing his Cleveland Browns. It's just wrong. That's what he's saying. He's saying, you guys screwed this up. It's not his fault. It's your fault. Now let him go elsewhere. That's what he was saying.
Yeah, but I know you remember the movie Amistad and Jamin Hansu's character, Sinke, when they had him in court and he just kept uttering one thing: give us free. Give us free.
So we're going to compare.
Give us free.
Odell.
Give Odell free.
Oh, God.
I'm going to get me a T-shirt. Odell, give me a T-shirt. Free OBJ. That's what I want to wear. Like they say, free Pedro.
Yeah.
Free Odell. Skip, he's not doing it. Every week you come in here and all you do is show, this is the fourth down catch. Odell dropped. This is it. Odell dropped it. Odell did this.
Yeah.
Aren't you tired of showing video clips of Odell not being where he's supposed to be and dropping the football? Why not let him go somewhere else?
It's a miserable situation for everybody involved.
Clearly.
He is clearly, as far as the Browns are concerned, he has become more trouble to them than he is worth. We saw the Charles Robinson report yesterday on Yahoo that we talked about, in which he said he's virtually untradeable. He's quoting AFC GM saying, where is the value in him? You have to pay $8 million of his salary over the remaining games this year, and his production has declined each of the last 4 years. His yards per game have gone down, down.
Yes, they have.
Is it injury related? Sure it is.
Yes.
Is he maybe physically a shell of what he used to be?
I think a lot of it is quarterback related too.
Okay, well, you can argue that, but I don't. I believe that it's Odell related because he's a solo act. He's sort of like a Westbrook, except his best performances are in the pregame. He puts on Globetrotter-esque shows in the pregame, which I would pay to see. But I don't see it manifest itself during the football game. I don't know what has happened. And once he starts, he's one of the all-time divas, and I think his heart is in the right place, but his mind isn't always in the right place. And once he goes south, he's going to pout, he's going to sulk, he's not going to run his routes hard, and he has to be the center of attention. And he had it great with the Giants in the Big Apple, and all of a sudden he wanted out, and he gets shipped to Cleveland, and I don't think he ever made peace with being in Cleveland, Ohio. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
and I don't care how big a
New
friend.
York to Cleveland.
Yeah, okay. But LeBron, you know, he actually fakes being a Cleveland Brown fan. When they get hot, when they're winning, I'm a Brown fan. I'm on site.
They're not hot.
That's what happened yesterday. He's off the bandwagon because it's blown a couple of tires.
Yeah, y'all ain't been hot. y'all ain't been hot in 30 years. Since the 80s.
8-3 down the stretch last year as Baker went 20 touchdowns to only 3 interceptions, ranked 4th in that stretch by Pro Football Focus among all NFL quarterbacks, won a playoff game against your arch rival at Pittsburgh, all without Odell Beckham Jr.
What about that resume?
Period, end of story.
That resume. I'm not going to be able to hire you for this job because your resume hasn't updated.
You saw it, and I said it before the year started.
I saw Odell.
I loved what the Browns had on paper, but I kept saying they've got an Odell problem, and now they kept their Odell problem.
They got a Baker Mayfield problem.
No, they got an Odell problem.
No.
It starts with Odell.
No, it starts with the quarterback.